Hi there everyone, my name's Danielle and welcome to my new channel, Wild and Sage. I started this channel because since I last YouTubed, which was about 5 years ago, I've had a complete shift in the way that I view the world, and so the things that were on that channel didn't really seem congruous with the person that I am today. So I've started this new channel and hopefully you'll find it interesting. The first video that I'm going to do is sort of related to my old channel. When I used to YouTube before, it was mainly on books, so book reviews and book hauls and that sort of thing. So it is going to be book related, but it's going to show you, I think, already the kind of person that I am now as opposed to the person that I was then. And you'll see the kind of things that I'm interested in, because at the moment I'm reading a few different books that are kind of different, but hopefully they'll be of interest to you. And if you've read any of them or you are interested in any of them, then please let me know down below and we can start a discussion about them. So the first book that I'm currently reading is this huge tome called Taking Charge of Your Fertility by Toni Weschler. It is a huge book. It's 400 odd pages, but it is a lot of sort of pages like this about charting with diagrams and all that sort of thing. I'm reading this because I'm looking to come off hormonal birth control, which I think is sending me a tad loopy. And so I'm reading this book because I'm looking at using the FAM method of contraception. And even if you're not looking to use FAM yourself, this book has already been really eye-opening in terms of my menstrual cycle and my body and things that you just don't even think about. I mean, I'm nearly 30 years old and I've not really done any research into my body and what's happening with it since I had to take my biology GCSE. So what's that, 15 years ago? And I haven't looked once. And it kind of shocks me that I haven't, and I would really recommend any woman, regardless of what contraception you're taking, whether you want to use this method, gets this book, gives it a read. I will happily lend it to any of my friends who want to read it, because I think it is really eye-opening and that we should all be much more aware of what's happening with our bodies, and also just all the things that it teaches us about is really great. Really recommend it. All the other books that I'm reading are on my Kindle. I've made a massive sort of shift. I used to go out and spend easily sort of £150 in Waterstones at a time, which now makes me feel a bit sick, but I used to spend, I'd spend that a month easily, or on Amazon, and I really want to step away from that sort of buying things just to have something to talk about era of YouTube that I was in. So you won't see hauls or anything on here unless it's related to maybe a vegan festival, where you can only pick those sort of items up in that arena. But I shan't be doing anything else hauls. I shan't be doing any of that. So I've been reading loads on my Kindle, which my husband bought me for my birthday a couple of years ago. And also just note, I'm a nightmare for reading like more than one book at a time, so I'm currently reading 4 on the go. So the first book I'm reading is How Children Learn by John Holt. The reason I'm reading that is because, as I said, I'm a mum. Or did I mention that? I'm a mum and my son is 19 months old, and I think it's high time that I actually learn how he learns and make sure that I'm doing everything that I can to encourage him to learn in the way that he likes. I don't want him to ever feel like learning is dull. I don't want him to hate going to school. I want to encourage him in the things that he's interested in and make learning a really fun activity. So by reading this book, I'm hoping that I manage to do that and, you know, really work with him and inspire a love of learning, which I've always had, but I do feel like school kind of knocks it out of you a bit, because it's all about sort of attainment and getting certain grades and doing certain things. So hopefully I'll be able to avoid that for him in some way, even if it's just to inspire him to learn on his own time and things that he's interested in when school doesn't. So I'll probably do a review on that when I finished it. At the moment I only started reading this one last night, so I'm only 15% of the way in, but so far it's been quite interesting just to show, you know, people don't think that kids can learn this, but they're learning it at 18 months old as opposed to 5 and what have you. So also that book, just to say, the one that I'm currently reading is the 50th anniversary edition, so that shows you it was written, I think, in like the 60s or 70s, the original first edition, so just as a FYI. The next book I'm reading is The 5 Love Languages by, who are you by? Back I say. Gary Chapman. And this book I'm reading because I think it's really important to have open communication within a marriage. I've been married for nearly 2 years, and I want to make sure that I'm communicating with my husband in the most effective way possible for the health of our family. So reading this book, we've ascertained what his love languages are and what my love languages are, and then I'm reading the book and making sure that I'm communicating with him and letting him know I love him in the way that he would most like, and vice versa. So I'm reading that. I'm currently 35% of the way through this one, and once I've done that I'll probably do a little review on that too. The last 2 books, by the way, have both been recommended by Ellen Fisher on YouTube. I love her YouTube channel. I've only just recently discovered her, and she is like mum icon. Is that it? Oh no. And then the other book that I'm currently reading is by Caitlin Doty. She's a YouTuber as well. Well, she's not just a YouTuber, she's actually has her own funeral home, and she's a trained mortician, and it's a lot about, well, this one is about death cultures all around the world, so how we treat our dead in different areas of the world. And she's a big advocate for natural burials. After I had my son, I started thinking about what I'd actually want to happen if I died, and I do want natural burial myself. But this book is just really eye-opening about different cultures, although I do also recommend her other book, Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, which is about her working as a crematory assistant, so she would actually be the person who put the bodies in the cremator. So yeah, they're both really interesting, really recommend them, and her channel, Ask a Mortician, is also really interesting and eye-opening, so give that a watch as well. And then I have 2 other books on my Kindle which are downloaded, ready to go. One is The Newbie's Guide to Positive Parenting by Rebecca Eanes. Again, this was an Ellen Fisher recommendation. I probably should have started reading this before Warren was born, but alas, we're here and we're reading it now, and it's better late than never. So once I've given that a read, I'll let you know. And then the last book, let me just get that up. The last book I'm reading is Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramasana Yogananda. I probably really butchered that name and I'm really sorry. But if I can find it somewhere, I'll teach myself how to pronounce it properly. But it's, as it says, it's an autobiography of a yogi, and I bought this because I've been recently doing yoga every day. Sorry, I need to put this down. I've been doing yoga pretty much every day, then I've not been working, because when I work, I tend to work like a 16-hour day. So when I do work, I don't yoga, and when I don't work, I yoga. And I've been finding that really enlightening. I've learnt a lot about my body and myself, and so I wanted to read some more books around the topic of yoga. So I've downloaded that one, waiting to go, but I also have about 10 in my Amazon wish list that I found either through just the internet in general, or most specifically Yoga with Adrienne, the channel on YouTube. Again, she is like one of my life icons right now, and I just wish I could channel more of her energy because she's amazing. So yes, that's what I'm reading currently. I wanted to get a video up just to get a video up, so that I stopped procrastinating and putting it off, and just made a video. I'm going to put it on YouTube and see what happens. And hopefully I'll be making a video at least every 2 weeks. I can't guarantee more than that at the moment, but at least every 2 weeks I'll be putting a new video out relating to either being vegan or sustainability or yoga or positive parenting, just parenting in general. I think there's really important subjects to discuss, and they're things that I'm currently really interested in. Thank you very much for watching. God knows how you found me, but thank you, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.